Hey everybody. So I got a question yesterday about what does the daily routine or rhythm look like in our home, um, or for somebody who is doing some homeschooling. So I wanted to really address that. And of course, this is going to change depending on what's going on, depending on how old your kids are, and things like that. So if you want to get a little bit more detail, let me know how maybe we can help create that with you. Um, but basically, there's going to be certain activities of your day that are going to be very expansive, that are going to kind of be help open up the child, like playing outside and in nature, and certain activities. And then there's going to be more contractions, like math and reading are more contractive exercises. Playing the piano is going to be a little bit more expansive. Art are going to be more expansive, and especially depending on how the activity is portrayed. So if you're doing math on the trampoline, well, that might be a little bit of both, right? It's kind of more expansive at the same time. But a great way to start your day, so I'm going between two screens, so I hope this is okay, but a great way to start your day is always with movement. So you want to energize the brain so that the child's brain can start working. And the best way to do that is with movement. So if you can go for a walk in the morning, if you could go for a little adventure in the morning, or just do a few little like running in place exercises, you can check out a website called Brain Gym. BrainGym.com, I believe it is. And there's lots of great little exercises for cross patterning of the brain, them activated so you can start your day that way. So that's a great way to start it. You can start with chores. You can start with prayer. You can start with some sort of ceremony on the breakfast table. It really depends if you all wake up at the same time or not. So you're going to start with something like that where the kids are getting moving just a little bit. And depending on the child, some need a lot more time to do that, and some are okay with a little less. So you're going to want to do that. You're going to, with homeschooling, give your kids some extra chores while they're here. So don't just put them on their devices right away. Have some limitations around there. So they have to do whatever extra chore it is than their regular chores that they do before they go onto their device. So maybe they just do baseboards of one room or something, or a couple rooms depending on their ages, or maybe they mow the lawn, or maybe they, whatever it is, have them, of course, depending on the age groups. And there are things, I think it's positiveparenting.solutions.com has some different chore ideas for each age group. So you can always check that out. But then you're going to look at, I know for our county, they were very specific on what they have to do every day. They tell us exactly. So there's going to be reading, there's going to be math, there might be some writing, and maybe some social studies or science. A lot of that is oftentimes interactive. So you do, each activity should only take about 15 to 20 minutes. It's about all a kid can handle. So do something contractive for about 20 minutes, and then maybe have them draw. Draw is a little more expansive. And then you can have them go into a contractive activity again. So maybe you start with language arts. I like to actually start with one that's harder for the kid than the easier one. Keep the easier stuff for later. Because I'll also have more patience in the beginning than I do at the end, right? So starting with maybe language arts, and then going to do a drawing about your language arts, and then go to your math, and then maybe do a little exercise break, movement break. There's a great website that we've discovered with all this, with Fluency and Fitness, and you can actually sign up. They're giving 3 weeks for free because of the virus. So you can actually sign up and do, if your kids are in younger years, you can do math or reading with movement through this little Fluency and Fitness. There's so many different websites out there. Prodigy is a great one to give a little bit more expansive energy to math. So if your kids are struggling with math, they're a wizard and they get to cast spells, and it's really fun. So finding activities that makes your kid enjoy things is going to be very much key. And then so once you've kind of finished that, so you're doing, maybe do an hour at most teachers for elementary, they only want to give about an hour work, but about an hour, hour and a half. Take a pause, right? Take some pause, and then move outside, take recess, and then get back to it. If you need to do at least 20 minutes of reading every day, that is absolutely key. If your kids can read on their own, make sure that they're reading at least 20 minutes a day on their own, whenever that suits them. So if they played outside for a while, okay, come on in and let's read for a little bit. Or maybe they did some fun activity that they really love doing. Okay, let's do our 20 minutes of reading. Or maybe it's at bedtime, but make sure they get that in. It really helps with their reading. And then the last thing I kind of want to mention for setting a schedule is really about, you can alternate. Most teachers don't have deadlines right that day either. They might give you a couple days to do a project. So one day can be language arts, one day can be math, and then language arts, and then math, right? And then you can alternate certain things, and then you have a certain day is science, a certain day is maybe a cooking activity, a certain day is going to be a nature walk, go for a hike outside. You can pick certain days of the week to be certain activities, and that helps create your rhythm. So if Monday is cooking, Tuesday is nature walk, Wednesday maybe is music class, Thursday is, let's create a dance or create a puppet show or whatever it is, whatever you want to do for things like that, and maybe a story time, create a story. You can do different things like that, or art, just like they do in school. They have different things. PE is a certain day, art's a certain day, music's a certain day, right? So use those things to help you create that. And I'll post some sample lesson block kind of things as well below in the comments. All right, so I hope this helps. Let me know what other questions you have.